Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I wanted to come down here and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's kind of early for me because I'm thinking about taking a road trip. I don't know. I kind of want to go to New Orleans, but that's like a 5 hour drive, and I really don't like driving um, like that long of a distance. To me, like anything over 4 hours, but we need to be catching a flight. Okay. But I was thinking about taking a road trip, but I don't know. Because I've been having an itch to just go to New Orleans and just chill and just eat and just walk around the French Quarters and just have a cocktail or two. And, have somebody's man talk in my face. I'm like, hey, baby. You know how y'all be sounding in New Orleans? I said, baby, they'll get you caught up down here, baby. Anyways, watch out I don't end up going anywhere. I do not like driving. Um, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Listen, we're just gonna talk. The episode wasn't bad. I watched it twice. Um, my second time watching it, I was like, it's really not a lot going on, but it wasn't bad to me. It still wasn't a horrible episode. We just gonna talk because I got some things I want to get off of my chest. So the episode starts off with Stacy and Ashley. The thing about this show, especially about Potomac, I just won't put it on Potomac. I'll just say probably just Housewives, period. But since we're talking about Potomac, we're just going to keep it on Potomac. The thing about Potomac is that these women do really live in a land of Delulu. And they really start to forget the things that they have done, the things that they have said um, along this journey. For Ashley Darby, and for those who don't know, because sometimes people have this idea that, and it's very weird to me, it just goes to show that a lot of people can't be objective. That if you have some type of critique about someone, then that means that you hate them, you never like them. It's weird to me. And I've noticed that, especially with the housewives. So you just don't like them. Girl. Um, Ashley is someone who I used to go up for. Not anymore. She's still gonna always hold a soft spot in my heart. But Ashley is someone I used to go up for. For Ashley to be in Stacey's face, questioning her about anything, one, after Ashley set her black ass at the reunion last year, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said she really didn't care about Ashley telling a lie to be on the show. I mean, not Ashley, Stacy. Now, this is the thing. Do we know for a fact that Stacy is lying? Not necessarily. Do I think that a large portion of us think that Stacy is lying? Yes, we do. So for Ashley to go from being at the reunion last year, saying that she was content with Stacy basically lying to be on the show, to now waving her finger in her face. Girl, the last two out of this group that should be questioning anybody about the status of their relationship. What's your status at the bank? It's Miss Ashley and Miss Giselle. Because Ashley was also at the previous reunion when they were dressed in the all black like the Omen, and she said that she'd be rubbing Michael's feet. Now, this is someone who she said she was also going through a divorce with. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all get where I'm going with this? So for Ashley to now be in Stacey's face and has the nerve to open up her raggedy ass mouth and tell that lady, principle is very important to me. We can be a lot of things, but we can't be liars. Girl, y'all came onto this fucking show as liars. Y'all don't remember how y'all introduced yourselves to us season one as the etiquette girls? Oh, in Potomac we do this. In Potomac we put our pinky in the air. In Potomac we drink tea. My grandma Eula always said, in Potomac, in Potomac, in Potomac. Y'all don't remember that? Just for y'all turn around in season 10 and have a baddies introduction? I'm a baddie. Girl. Y'all have been liars since season one. Liars. Don't even get me started on Karen Huger. How she came in lying about everything that she supposedly had and what her husband was, the black Bill Gates, just for her to turn her black ass around and pay his tax bill. Y'all are a group of liars. And y'all have been lying since day one. Y'all are okay with Mia coming in telling lies. What the problem is they're okay with the lies as long as you stay in your place. When they started pushing Mia to the front, when Mia started to be in the middle of the promo shots, that started to rub Miss Jizzy the wrong way. Because the bitch been lying since season what, 6? Y'all ain't had a problem with her lies then. What it is Stacy is a fan favorite and Stacy is liked, and yes, the girls start to get bothered. Because as much as people may act as though these girls are not replaceable, they are, including Jizzy. If they can get rid of Vicky and Nene and all the other girls, they can definitely get rid of motherfucking Giselle. Don't ever get it twisted. Ain't none of these girls bigger than the program. I always say the last bitch that's gonna be standing is Miss Andy Cohen. Don't ever think otherwise. Anyways, she tells Stacy, you are a full grown woman who came into this group misrepresenting yourself. And I put girl season one. All y'all misrepresented yourselves. I just don't. I'm just confused on Ashley trying to hold somebody accountable for their lies. When, girl, if we're gonna be honest, you walked around here covering up the lies of your husband who was sexually assaulting men since season one. Girl, if you don't get the fuck up out of my face, girl, that's what I'm talking about. Stacy is a better bitch than I could ever be because that whole goddamn party would have been shut down. You out of everybody at this party not gonna say a motherfucking thing to me about no goddamn lies, girl. If you don't get the fuck up out of my motherfucking face, cussed her ass out right there at her party. You, 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 and your homegirl not gonna say shit to me about nothing. Girl, she was just on here the other day, girl, with some little black boy from Summer House who looked like her goddamn son. Don't forget about how she brought Jamal back on the show. Is Jamal coming? Stacey's too prim and proper for me. She too prim and proper. Because she should have been cussing their asses out. Fourth wall all down and everything. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, the walls at NBC Universal, the walls, girl at WWHL. Girl, all the walls should have been tumbling down after Stacey cussed Ashley ass out. Y'all not gonna get in my face. Yes, do we think Stacey is lying? Absolutely. I can't speak for everybody else. I'm only speaking for myself. Do I think that Stacey is lying? Absolutely. I've been saying I think the help have been lying since she got on last season. But again, y'all opened up the door to people coming onto this show telling nothing but lies. Y'all started out as a group of liars. Y'all have steady lied since y'all have been on the show. Not only do y'all lie on yourselves, but you also lie on other people. So now why are y'all mad that Stacy is coming in and getting in what she fit in? This is not a Stacy problem. The problem was there prior to Stacy entering this group. Kay and Wendy, they getting into it. Wendy is really not trying to go there with Kay. You can tell. I think she probably realizes, girl, these producers have set you up to try to argue with me, and girl, I'm not about to argue with you on this show. That's what it's given to me. Kay starts to say she's not going to be gaslit. I don't think Wendy was trying to gaslight her. I just think Wendy was like, girl, you really trying to pick an argument with me. Do I believe that Kay's claims were valid? Some of them, yes. But it sounds like one of them for like the NAACP awards. Wendy said she even told the people that she may not be able to make it because her children or one of her kids was sick. That she popped up. And I guess Kay felt some type of way because you said that you might not be able to make it. Girl, was Wendy your ride? Girl, you acting like y'all was riding together. Girl, was she was your ride? Girl, I'm just like, was Wendy go? Girl, was Wendy like, girl, what's the tea? I think again, the makeup stuff definitely sounds shady. Now I would need to know how it was said, but because Wendy really didn't clear it up, then I'm just gonna go by what Kay said and just say that she was being shady. If your friend walks up to you and you're like, "Oh, girl, so you have to do your makeup," depending on how it was said, right? We're on the red carpet, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, or one of the things that comes out of your mouth upon us meeting each other is a comment about my makeup. Again, I would need to know the way that it was said. If it was said in a way like, "Oh, girl, I remember you telling me that you may have to do your own makeup. Did you have to do it? Did you find some? Did you find a makeup artist?" You see what I'm saying? Compared to, "Oh, girl, I see you have to do your own makeup." It's a difference, and we know there's a difference. So, but again, because Wendy really didn't clear it up, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Kay was right. Um, and again, it probably if it was said the way that Kay said that Wendy said it, that's definitely shady. That's definitely shady. Um, and then Kay and Stacy end up getting into it, and I was with Stacy on this one. Stacy is 100% right. Girl, every time I have an interaction with you, Kay, it is always negative, and it is always some aggression behind it. So basically, I think who brought it up? I think it was Ashley who said, "Isn't Stacy a liar?" They basically have it out for Stacy. um, Again, I think they're probably intimidated or they feel a way about Stacy being the fan favorite. Yes, including Jizzy. Jizzy was intimidated by Mia being in the middle. Please don't ever get it twisted. Um, but Ashley says she basically brings Kay into the conversation and wants her to tell the group what Stacy said about, I guess, having basically being fake, having some charade up or something they were trying to say about Stacy basically not presenting herself as the real Stacy. That's how I took it. And I kind of do believe that low key because do you remember her best friend who was also there this episode? Do you remember last year when he and Stacy met up for drinks, and he basically made a comment about Stacy not being kind of who she was when they met. And now people change all the time. Change is not necessarily a bad thing, but I took it as though when the best friend said it, like, girl, you really not this prim and proper pulled up girl. You trying to act like you doing with these girl with that white man and these people down to this TV show, girl. Because I know the real you. That's how I took it as though. I took it as though that's what he was saying. So I do believe a part of me does believe that Stacey is playing a game, but it doesn't take away from the fact, well, I feel it's a fact that every time Stacey does have some type of interaction with Kay, it is met with negativity and it is met with aggression. And she was like, "Girl, do you want to fight?" Now, this is how you know that Kay is a little gutter snipe. No tea, no shade. Because I don't think that Stacey probably meant physically fighting. I just think she meant like verbally fighting. And then Kay was like, "Well, girl, you know I can fight. You see me fight." I said, "Oh, girl." I mean, girl, they did say, "Girl, because we're a baddie. Girl, it's giving baddies, girl." Okay. And then Stacey was like, "Oh, I know you can fight. Oh, I know you fight. I've seen you fight." We've seen you fight. Ah! And then um, Giselle goes and she speaks with Cookie, which is Karen's friend. It appears as though Cookie has now been put on the show to basically be the mouthpiece for Karen, so Karen can still have some type of representation on the show. That's what it appears to me. Um, but because Cookie was at Ashley's party, um, I forgot my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So Giselle goes up to Cookie and she's just basically asking about Karen. Has she spoken to Karen? And she says that she has. She's doing good. She asks about Ray. Now, mind you, Karen really was just put in jail. Because at first I was like, well, girl, if that's supposed to be your friend, why the fuck you not calling to check on Karen? But I forgot that Karen had really just been sentenced, probably like a week or two, probably before this scene. Because I think didn't they meet up 2 days? My timeline could be wrong, but I think they met up 2 days after Karen. I think they started filming 2 days after Karen was sentenced. So it could be only like a week or two. So I can see why Giselle probably hasn't really been in touch with her because she just was sentenced. I don't know. But I mean, girl, even if that's your friend, I would think that you would try to get in contact with her somehow. Like Ray, when Karen called, you called me on three-way. You know what I'm saying? Or Cookie, when Karen called you, girl, call me on three-way. You know what I'm saying? Or tell Karen to call me if she got my, or give Karen my number. I don't know. Anyways, um, she said that Ray is basically having a good time. She said he's golfing. Bitch, let me tell y'all something. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I think that this was a vacation for Ray. I think that Ray has been sleeping good. I think that Ray has been, girl, not having to worry about getting up and picking up empty bottles. I think that Ray is happy that he ain't got to get up out of his bed and go check on his drunk ass wife. Okay? I think that Dre is ecstatic that he ain't got to worry about having to get Karen a driver. I think that Ray is happy about Karen not pulling him in the middle of some woods, girl, and then watching her car catch on fire. I think that Ray was probably relieved that he could probably breathe and not have to necessarily worry about Karen and her being lit.
Oh God,
That's why
I'm lit.
Yes, you are lit.
Can you?
That's why you're here.
No.
I'm just saying. I could see Ray probably being relieved. And I know for some people, those of us who have had family members, friends, loved ones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, who get in trouble with the law sometimes, they understand what I'm saying about it sometimes is a relief for some people involved when the person who seems to want to make their permanent address the county jail, when they're finally locked up, you're like, okay, well, girl, at least I can, girl, at least I ain't got to worry about nobody. Like, girl. I mean, you can still get in trouble in jail, don't get it twisted. But it's like, girl, I don't have to worry about getting up out of my bed. Like, at least I know where they're at. Right? Anyways, then Ashley has some weird ass burlesque show. It was weird as hell. Like, I was just like, this is dumb. Like, the woman coming out like half naked doing the show. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, it just was weird. I don't know. It was just weird to me. I was like, this is dumb. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Oh, baby. Oh, my girl, my girl, my girl. Oh, girl, my girl, my girl, my girl.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys.
The ghetto. The ghetto.
This is messy.
That I can't fight. Oh my God.
This is what I mean when I say you don't think.
I'm thinking.
You don't think.
I'm thinking.
My sister done burnt too many bridges, and there's nothing I can do for her now.
You're looking stupid.
So Wendy and Stacy. Stacy goes over to Wendy's home. And I'm not even gonna sit here and play in y'all face. The first thing I thought about when I saw Miss Thing pumping down those stairs, those black and white shoes she had on, the only thing I could think about, I'm not a Chanel person at all. I don't know the first thing about Chanel. I ain't never owned nothing Chanel. Girl, I would probably never own nothing Chanel. Um, but one thing I know about Chanel is that I think their core colors are like black and white, I believe. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. And so when I saw Miss Wendy coming down those stairs with those black and white shoes on, the only thing I could think about was, bitch, were those Chanel shoes that Eddie told your ass in that dumbass email he sent when he was telling you, girl, we trying to get to that $433,000 max. Do you got some Chanel shoes, etc.? And I was like, are those the Chanel shoes? Bitch, all I could think about was, girl, was that were those were those the Chanel shoes? Were those the Chanel shoes that Eddie was talking about? Bitch, you gonna return? We trying to hit a lick. Girl, take them shoes off your feet, wipe the bottom off with a towel, and put them in a box. And we're returning them hoes. Then we're gonna report them stolen. Or whatever Eddie said in the email. And then I was looking at her romper. Like, I wonder if she returned that romper. Girl, bitches return shit every day. But I'm just saying, it crossed my mind. And I was also looking at that bitch fingers. Girl, trying to figure out if she had a ring. This is a mess. Oh, girl, she got that ring on, girl. So, anyways, Stacy comes over. They go sit in the backyard. Stacy tells Wendy that Wendy saw a ring on her finger. And Wendy just say, "Oh, so girl, you're engaged?" And then she says, "I'm back with my husband." Now, at this point, I don't think anybody knew that she was back with her husband, because we knew because she filmed the scene. But I don't think that anybody in the group knew that she was back with her husband. So I think that Wendy was actually, when I think about it, the first one who probably knew that she was back with her husband. So when she said that, of course, Wendy just was floored. Um, Girl, I'm not, listen. Again, do I think that Stacy is a motherfucking liar? I absolutely do. Do I think that Stacy is playing a game? I do. Do I think that Stacy is a new Mia? I do. I have been saying all of this since last season. Please don't even get it twisted. Do I think that Stacy is a new Mia? I do. Do I think that the way that the fans are reacting to Stacy is the same way that the fans reacted to Mia? Yes. The majority of the people loved Mia when she first came on the show. And I used to always say the only reason why y'all even going up for Mia, because one, the bitch be lying, is because, girl, y'all don't like the fact that Wendy really did take the first swing at Mia when she said something, when Mia was at her house, when they all went to Wendy's house, and she said something like, "So Mia, what work have you had done?" It was something like that. It wasn't nothing like she walking around here accusing people of sexual assault. Hey, Giselle, but she still took the first swing at Mia. Um, but I felt like the reason why people really went up for Mia was because of who she was going up against, which was Wendy, and people didn't like Wendy. But it didn't take away from the fact that Mia was a liar and that people still liked Mia. I think that Stacey's gonna do the same thing that Mia did. I think eventually the lies are going to be too much, and it's all going to explode in her face. And I can guarantee you, in about 5 or 6 seasons, the same way the majority of the viewers were online last year hollering and screaming about Mia is a liar, and I got down here saying, "Girl, shut the fuck up," because y'all knew Mia was a liar since season 6. I'm gonna say the same thing when it got to do with Stacey. Girl, shut the fuck up. Y'all knew that Stacey was a liar since season 9. So why is everybody clutching their pearls? I'm gonna say it. I'll come back down here in about 5 years if the Lord said the same. And I'm gonna say it. But anyway, a lot of people think that Stacey is lying. She then tells Wendy that she does have a cannabis line coming out. And then Wendy says, so Giselle was right. She says, no, Giselle was actually wrong because at the time I was just, listen, tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Girl, do you spell it with an E or do you spell it with an O? You know, Giselle was right about a lot of the things that she said at the reunion last year. She was. Is it Stacey has every right, or she should at least she did it. Stacey doesn't have to announce a business that has not even come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? If it's just an idea, just meetings happening, I don't have to announce anything because it may not even happen. But it doesn't take away from the fact that girl Giselle was eventually right. And girl, you lied at the reunion. And Stacey could have said anything. Giselle, why are you worried about if I'm coming out with a cannabis line? Where's every you beauty? Giselle, one, whatever business I have going on, whether it's a cannabis line, whether it's a tequila line, girl, why would I discuss any type of business if it's not signed, sealed, and delivered? I don't know. She could have said anything, but Stacey did lie. But that's what Stacey does. Then Stacey says she needs to go to the bathroom. Stacey, let me tell y'all something. One thing I've talked about Stacey this season. Anytime Stacey starts to kind of sweat, Stacey excuses herself. She did it the first episode when she was at Giselle's house. She was like, "I'm leaving." She did it again with Ashley at the store. She said, "I'm leaving." This time she did it at Wendy's house. "Oh, I need to go to the bathroom." Girl, you ain't gotta go to the bathroom, girl. Stop. But you probably have to go and probably, recollect your thoughts. Anyway, so Tia and Giselle. Tia is cool. I like Tia. The newbies so far so good. Um, Tia has 4 kids. She has a husband of 17 years. She grew up very privileged. She had a driver. Like Tia basically grew up wealthy, from what it sounds like. I'll just say privileged. She said he grew up on the south side of Chicago, so it's like they're like from 2 different worlds, but they work very well together. Um, and then she says, to me, Tia is a truth teller. Basically, the husband was about to take the kids to the mall, and she says, "I'm used to having a driver, and I'm not going to be somebody's driver." I said, "Come on, bitch." She said, "I'm not going to be haggard just because I have children." Basically, she said, "I love spending time with my kids, but I also love when I don't have to spend time with them." I said, "Come on." And I thought about the white girls on Salt Lake City, about how Heather is having a fit because she felt like Brahma was trying to say she was happy about her kids leaving the house. Bitch, you should be happy. Bitch, you know how happy I would be if I was a single parent of one child, bitch. And they was about to leave, and I could girl start back walking around naked, and girl having niggas coming out, coming in and out of my shit. Okay, baby, swinging door. Okay, I'm just saying, if I was a woman or just a man too, well, I am a man, but you know, yeah. I mean, if I was like a single parent, that's what I'm trying to say. If I was a single parent and I had kids, whether it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And girl, the last one was about to leave the nest and go off into college and go off into the world. Bitch, I would be happy too. It ain't got nothing to do with me not loving my motherfucking kids. Bitch, I'm happy because girl, I'm tired. Bitch, and now I get to breathe just a little bit. You don't stop being a parent because your child leaves a house at 18 or 19 or whenever they leave. But girl, you have a chance to breathe And when you have somebody like Tia, like, girl, I love my kids, but girl, I also like not being with my kids too. And I'm not about to be driving them kids around. Get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it.
And then she basically says that she is a global real estate advisor, and then her husband does something with a fancy title. Um, she says she basically wants to show her kids, basically, like, basically, girl, your mama working, right? Basically. And then girl, I'm not gonna lie, girl, I did scream when Giselle basically said, "Oh, he's a nerd." She was like, "We'll have to introduce him to Wendy's husband, Eddie." And then she said, That's somebody. She has a real husband, right? Because you know, girl, Stacy, they don't know what's going on with Stacy's relationship. But girl, she said when she said we got to introduce him to Eddie, I said, "Well, girl, unless he going down to the prison to visit him, girl, I don't think." Okay, girl, because from the sounds of it, baby, honey, from the sounds of it, baby, it sounds like Eddie and Wendy about to do a little bit of, I don't know if it's gonna be a weekend in jail, a year in jail. They might just have to pay a fine. I don't know, girl. I'm praying for my girl. That's still my girl, though. She just did some stupid ass shit and got caught up. But girl, it sounds like girl, they about to they might end up closing the door on Eddie and Wendy.
And so clank de clank, clank de clank.
Jesus. Yeah.
But maybe Eddie, maybe Eddie and the husband hung out a couple of times before the season ended. Oh my God, today. Anyways, so Ashley is going to the White House for the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and then she's going with the white guy Josh. So clearly, her and Josh really are like kicking it. Um, I don't think it's anything too serious, but a little situationship, I guess. And did y'all catch that part when Ashley let it be known she'd be over there eating, girl, his ass? I said, baby. I said, baby. Because she was basically telling him how, I'm not going to lie, when he walked into the house to pick her up, I did know, I was like, girl, his hair look a mess. The first thing I noticed, his hair looks a mess. And so in the car, she was like, so, one of the things, she basically told him, you put too much gel in your hair. And his hair did look a mess to me, it did. And then she was like, somehow they got on the basically maturity, and she was like, a sign of maturity is like having white cheeks. I don't know what the fuck that means. That's what she said. At first, I thought she meant like, girl, I swear, I thought she meant his cheeks, like cheeks on his face. And then when she said, and then he said, basically, my cheeks are white. And then she was like, maybe this means I need to go back in them and see. And then he said, I agree. So when's dinner? Bitch, I said, bitch. Y'all think Ashley was over there, girl, munching on Michael's asshole? I wouldn't be surprised if Ashley be pegging Michael, if she pegged Michael. I wouldn't be surprised if she be pegging him. The girls and boys be doing some freaky shit in the bedroom. I said the girls and boys. Girl. So Ashley over there eating his ass. Ain't shit going on with Ashley or Giselle. When I tell you the only thing Ashley and Giselle are doing is basically just starting shit and basically just pushing storylines along. Other than that, girl, they don't have nothing going on. Ashley and her husband. Girl, I'm not gonna lie, girl. Let me tell you, I don't even like big niggas. Girl, when I tell you, not Ashley, Angel. I put Ashley, Angel. Angel, girl, you got you one. Girl, I don't even like big niggas. Girl, that's a big ass nigga. That nigga is big and fine. For me, I don't want you to be over 5'11", 6 feet. We pushing 6'1". Give me 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", 5'8". Okay, when y'all start getting to 6'2", 6'3", 6'6", 6'9", 7 feet, girl. That girl, if y'all don't go get away, girl, go away, girl. That is a big fine ass nigga. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a black king right there.
That's a big fine ass nigga. I was looking at him at that dinner table. I said, girl, this nigga is fine. God, I said, God, what the fuck? Anyways, I like Angel. Angel is probably one of my favorite newbies. I don't go up for Angel because I don't know anything about Angel. It's only the second episode. But what I'm saying is, sometimes when the girls come on the show, you be like, oh girl, let me see. Angel, I like Angel. I think Angel, I like Angel more than I like Tia. Tia's not bad, but I'm just like, it's something about Angel that attracts me to Angel. Um, so what it sounds like is, so her and her husband go out to eat. One day he eat just like a man. Baby, I said, girl, he eat like a man, baby. That's a man, baby. I said, come on. Girl, he was eating some ribs. And girl, he just stuck the rib. Girl, all that prissy shit that y'all be trying to do. It wasn't a sloppy. It wasn't any. He just ate like a man. Like he was eating something. It wasn't a chicken strip. It wasn't a chicken strip. Was it calamari? It was something. I forgot what it was. It wasn't calamari. It wasn't. It was something. It was like something that looked like it was breaded, but it was kind of big though. And he just stuck the whole thing in his mouth and bit it and got a napkin and just wiped his mouth off. And then got a rib and ate a rib. I said, that's a that's a nigga. That's a man, baby. That's a man, baby. Anyways, so Angel and her husband, um, I feel like they're just there shooting the show. I'm just gonna be honest. They moved back to shoot the show. They're renting a home, um, but they also want to eventually either purchase a home or build a home. But for right now, they're renting and they're not selling their home in Colorado. Girl, when I tell that house in Colorado, it's absolutely gorgeous. Girl, it is. Because they lived in Colorado before they moved back to. Well, she was born and raised in, I think, Potomac, Maryland, I believe. So this is home for her. But a part of me feels like, and they could be back permanently, but a part of me feels like they're there just to shoot the show. And depending on how things go with the show, that'll determine whether or not they permanently move there or like buy a home. Anyways, so they talk about how their home in Colorado. They showed pictures of their home in Colorado, absolutely stunning. She said they won awards for their home. I can tell. They're looking for acres and a house, but it's not. They probably won't be able to find I guess the space that they want to have like they had in Colorado. She says she wants to shoot for 5 acres. He said he can shoot for 2. Anyways, so they talk about how they met. He DM'd her on Facebook and she didn't respond. Hey, she didn't respond until 4 years later. And then he said that was because my money was right. Okay. I said, come on, Miss Angel. This thing saying my girl, baby. Hit me up when you get to the NFL. Okay. Um, anyways, so they've been married for 6 years and it was something else. Oh, he asked her. I noticed certain stuff. I love the fact that they were touching each other. I thought that was so cute. Like at one point she touched his elbow or like not elbow, his like wrist. And then at one point he reached over and like touched her leg. I thought that was really, really cute. I was like, oh, so they really like please don't embarrass Angel. Let me just say something. We're not gonna get into the negative. Just I hope girl, please don't embarrass this lady. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Um oh, and then he asks her, are the girls hazing you? And she says, I don't play that shit. But no, nobody's hazing me. Um, but yeah, I like Angel and her husband. I do. I do. I do. I do. So far, I like Angel and her husband. Yes. What else? And that was pretty much it with Angel and her husband. And then Kay and Giselle. Giselle goes over to Kay's apartment. Why I feel like that's an Airbnb. Why I feel like Kay really don't live there. She says, I don't know why I feel that way. I think I was looking more at the decor. I was like, this decor is strange. Like at one point it appeared as though maybe I don't know, it was just strange to me. like the sofa. Like at one point, it looked like she could have been going for like a glam, and then it stopped. I just feel I don't know why I feel like that's an Airbnb. Anyways, I guess it doesn't matter. So she's at her home, her condo or whatever, and Giselle stops by and she says Giselle looks cute, and then she says, "You want to meet? Are you going to meet a man?" And she said, "Maybe. Mind your business." See, that's a problem. We don't ever know what's going on with Giselle. She also lets me know that Greg lives there. Girl. I said, "So you broke up to get back together?" No, y'all broke up to start dating, and basically for him to move in with you. But I guess he still goes home every now and again, but he still like lives there too. And then she starts telling the story about. God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I think Giselle was mentioning how the event that she had turned out to be good. Um, the other day, I guess when she invited Tia and Ashley and Angel to her store. Anyways, so she tells a story about how she had to chin check Angel. Can I say something, y'all? This is Kay getting on my nerves. And the reason why Kay is getting on my nerves is because Kay, girl, you got a chip on your shoulder. And maybe it's because you're trying to prove yourself. Maybe you're trying to earn your spot. Um, I don't know, but so basically they showed the scene. They showed a flashback clip of not Angel, of Kay telling the girls about what happened with Wendy. And then Angel says, "Well, did you ask her about her kids?" And then Kay felt some way about that. She felt as though Angel was defending Wendy. This is my problem with shit like that. I do believe it's one thing when it appears as though my friend is getting jumped in a group setting, then yes, I'm going to jump in. Even if I thought my friend was wrong, y'all not going to just jump my friend now. You see what I'm saying? Angel actually defended Kay at Ashley's party when her and Stacy got into it. Stacy was saying how negative she was, and Angel jumped in and said, "Well, whoa, whoa, hold on. This is my friend, and she's not a negative person." I think in this scenario, if we just sitting around talking, right? It's me and you, and we're friends, and then these other two girls who I guess you cool with. If we're sitting around talking, why can't I ask questions? Even if it appears as though I might be defending the other person. I don't think Angel was wrong for mentioning, well, girl, did you mention anything about her kids? I could see, hold on, my face itching. I could see if they were in this large group setting with the other ladies and it appeared as though Kay could have been getting jumped, and then Angel probably said something that sounded like she was siding with Wendy, then I could see how Kay might feel a type of way. But girl, if we're over here just kikiing and laughing, you telling the story, why can't I fucking ask questions to see what the fuck is going on? Because bitch, you might be wrong. You see what I'm saying? If I start to ask questions, I might be like, well, sister girl, you was wrong. Or I might be like, okay, girl, I see what you're saying. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, girl, I'm still your friend, but that does not mean that, girl, just because we shooting this show, that I won't hold your ass accountable. Because if I think you're wrong, then you're wrong. In order for me to determine whether or not you're wrong, I'm gonna have to ask questions. And once I ask the questions, you give me the answers that I need, then that will help me decide whether or not, girl, you were wrong, or she were wrong, or both of y'all were wrong. Or girl, you really could have handled that a different way. I can see what you're saying, sister, but girl, you probably should have did this too. Oh, I actually agree with you now. But Kay just wants somebody to just have her back. And I don't think that's a healthy friendship. Again, in certain scenarios, I can understand you having your friends back. In this scenario where we just talking, girl, I'm asking questions. You want me to just swing on Wendy just for what? For what reason? And it doesn't sound like Angel is a person. Angel sounds like a person who asks questions. If you go back to when her and Angel were walking, when they first introduced Angel to us, when Kay was talking, do y'all remember when Kay said, Wendy, I'm paraphrasing, Wendy has these microaggressions that she does, and then Angel said, well, tell me about them. That's what she said. So it sounds like Angel is a person who asks questions. I'm just not a girl to just go along to get along. And then yeah, she says I have to do a little chin checking. And then Giselle says in her confessional, so we chin checking friends. I didn't know we did that to friends. But then, girl, when they go back to the scene, she tells Kaya, you know, I like a little chin checking. I said, Giselle, girl, you see, girl, you just got in you just got it. You were just in the confessional saying, oh, we're chin checking friends. But then, girl, they go back to the clip and it's like, oh, I like a little chin checking. Anyways, um, so Angel is having like this peace, tranquility type of thing at her home. Um, I mean, it was nice. It was cute. Angel says no one is allowed to yell in her home. I said, I know that's right. um, and I don't remember anybody really yelling either. Anyways, so she's outside talking to the sound bowl practitioner, and there was an ant crawling on. She had like on a scarf, but the ant was crawling on her scarf, and I think it made it to her neck. And Angel was like, "Oh my god!" And so she got the ant and threw it. She was like, "That it was a big ant crawling on you." And then the the sound bowl practitioner was like, "Oh, the ants are loving on me." I said, "Bitch, what?" I said, she one of those girls who like one with nature and shit. Because maybe I would have been hollering, girl. I would have had to go in the bathroom and scrub my neck for a couple of seconds. Anyways, um, I thought it was funny. Tia basically had not Tia. Angel basically had drinks for everybody when they arrived. It had like mint or like I don't know all types of stuff in there, like some vodka, and then she also put a splash of something in it. I forgot. And Tia basically that she asked Tia. She didn't know if Tia, was a drinker, and she was like, she said she took a. She told a joke about when she was 6 months pregnant, she took a swig of alcohol, but at that point, it wasn't gonna hurt nobody. The baby, she said, I was 6 months, and the baby already had 10 fingers and 10 toes. This one time, I said, "What the gut?" I said, "What in the gutter stuff?" That was actually kind of funny to me. And then Giselle arrives, of course, and then she basically asks, how are things between you?" She asks about Giselle. She asks about Kay and Wendy, and Wendy says that she's good. Kay is not good. I don't know. I'm not sweeping what Kay said under the rug. The only thing that I feel like sounds like it could be a major problem is, girl, you not a major problem, but something that should be probably discussed is you shading me on the red carpet about my makeup. Now that I could see pissing anybody off, but the other stuff is like, girl, and I think she's making it bigger than what it is. But then maybe Wendy is not addressing what she said about her on the red carpet. So that's probably I'm gonna try to give Kay the benefit of the doubt. Maybe because Wendy didn't address it in the confessional. I remember them bringing it up to her and she was just like, girl. And I don't remember her saying anything about it either. So you know what, I'm gonna give Kay that one. I can see how she could still be bothered. Because if Wendy is not acknowledging what she said about her makeup on the red carpet, okay, girl. But then on the flip side, it's like, are we really gonna keep dragging this out? And then she asks about Angel and Kay, and Angel is like, girl, what are you talking about? Oh, it's good. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. It's kind of early for me, girl. Um, she was like, what are you talking about? And so Angel didn't know what Giselle was talking about, because Giselle basically was bringing up that Kay said she had to chin check you, and so so Giselle said, "Well, girl, Kay said she had to chin check you the other day." Bitch, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of scream. I said, "Girl," I said, "Baby, that's a messy bitch," but I'm not mad at her though. I'm not mad at her at all. Um, and then basically Kay basically tries to walk it back and says that it's not the truth. Kay, it's the truth. You walking it back. Angel felt like that's not the language that Kay would use, so she know it's a lie. I said, "Ooh, girl, she gonna feel a type of way when she watches this episode and see that's actually the language that she used." Now, let me say something about this whole breath stuff with Stacy. It is mean to me the way that they are going about Stacy. It's embarrassing to me the way they are going about Stacy, and basically trying to embarrass her about her breath basically smelling. Not pleasant. The girls on this show have said some mean, horrible things to one another. Candace, girl at the top. We've seen Wendy curse Giselle's ass out, rightfully so. The difference in the two is that anytime Giselle or even Ashley got cursed out, especially Giselle, it 10 times out of 10 was warranted. Anytime Candace reached down in her bag and cursed Giselle the fuck out, it was more than likely after Giselle tried to paint a picture of her husband being a predator. It was after Giselle tried to paint a picture of Chris basically luring her back into her hotel room because he knew that her glam squad was gone. It was after Giselle lied and said that Chris sexually assaulted Ashley's friend Daisy. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So anytime Candace said something mean, or even if it humiliated Giselle, it was after the fact. Them going after Stacy, trying to humiliate Stacy, them playing games about Stacy's breath on Watch What Happens Live, I just think it's fucked up and mean. And it's mean for no reason. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do think it is embarrassing for people. Girl, as much as I understand what's going on in these shows, I would never intentionally embarrass someone, even if I knew their breath was stinking. I would never just make it this running joke in front of all these cameras, in front of all these people. Especially when you ain't even did shit to me. Now, that's one thing if we was going to war and you had done something to me and it was valid and I said, fuck you, you stinking breath, bitch. You see what I'm saying? But Stacey ain't did nothing to these ladies for Giselle and Ashley to feel the need to continuously humiliate her. She's done nothing. Again, the times that Giselle has gotten cursed out, I guarantee you it was a reaction due to her fucking actions. Anytime somebody tried to humiliate Giselle, most of the time, it might be one time or twice on the show, but the majority of the time, it was due to Jizzy trying to either come down on somebody's husband, destroy someone's marriage, ruin someone's reputation, alter someone's reality. That's when the cursing and humiliation started. It was after. You get what I'm going? Angel kind of got in on the joke by having some mints. It wasn't too much in your face, right? But she got in on the joke. She had a bowl of mints again, it wasn't that bad because it's like, girl, it's just a bowl of mints here. And then basically Stacy shows a document that she actually did get a divorce. Girl, listen. I'm not gonna really talk. I'm not gonna get really too much caught up into Stacy and probably her personal storyline because I think it is a lie, and I just think it's a lot, and I just don't believe it. And then they go and they meet up with Karen's friend Cookie, who looks like she just slathers her body in Bath and Body Works. That's what she give me. Like she just like got just like she gotta remind me of Lunel. Don't she gotta remind you of Lunel? Anyways, I don't know why she doesn't like Wendy, but she doesn't like Wendy. More than likely, probably due to Karen. She comes in and the first thing she says is she has her titties out. Well, she has a lot of cleavage out. And she basically says, "This is the body. This is what Wendy was trying for and couldn't make it." No, Cookie. We're gonna leave it alone, but okay, girl. Um, and then, girl, they start the storylining. Girl, all I know is I looked up, and then Cookie said that Chris was texting her, and then they were like, I think Ashley was like Samuels. And then I remember Giselle and Ashley kind of like looking at each other, like they made this eye contact. Like you could tell. I'm like, girl, this is some shit they plotting. Like, girl, y'all can't even. That's all. Like y'all be trying to say Giselle is this producer, girl. She can't even. Girl, y'all making eye contact, and then I was just like, this is a mess, girl. Like they making eye contact, and then Ashley is like, well, so, um, they said Chris has been trying to get with Stacy. I mean, I was like, I mean, girl. Chris texts her out the blue. Chris texts Cookie out the blue when she makes it to the restaurant, and then Giselle and Ashley are making eye contact after the text message, and then Ashley starts to, well, they say Stacy and Chris were trying to talk, girl. But if they were, so in what? And then Giselle says in the confessional, cue Monique, put Monique in the group chat. For what? Because in real life, Stacy don't owe Monique a motherfucking thing. Even if Stacy was trying to fuck on Chris, Stacy, unless you tell me that Stacy and Monique were friends, then we might have a little problem. But if Stacy and Monique don't know each other, then who's unless Stacy was trying to fuck on Chris when Chris was married. But other than that, if there's no connection there, then trying to create this problem with Monique and Stacy or Stacy and Chris, I, and they're gonna went off, girl. And that's it, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all. Y'all help me. Should I go to New Orleans? I don't know. Girl, I probably ain't going nowhere. Girl, never mind. Bye.